Elijah Pierce versus Jose Sanmartin, 10 rounds in the 122-pound division. This is taking place Friday, August 30th in Atlanta. Let's get into it. Let's start with their respective records. Elijah Pierce, 19 wins, 2 losses, 16 wins by way of knockout. Sanmartin, 35 wins, 8 losses, 1 draw, and 21 wins by way of knockout. Pierce is coming into this one with a lot of momentum on his side, man. Since his loss in 2019, he's been on a tear in his career. His recent 4 fights have been over quality names, quality opponents, and he's been tested throughout that time as well too, and he did not fold. He found a way to rise above the adversity and come out on top. His unanimous decision victory against Tremaine Williams, Mike Plania, and Arthur Villanova in a fight where both men traded knockdowns, and Pierce got the stoppage win in the 4th round. Sanmartin is a fighter through and through, man. He lost the first fight of his career and came back and won his next 14, 15, 16 fights. So he's an experienced fighter. He's a fighter that knows when I fall down, I got to get back up, and he knows how to get back up. Don't let the 8 losses fool you. This man can fight. He fought Emmanuel Navarrete and Mauricio Lara. For more notable names that people know, in his 8 losses, he's only been stopped twice. Both Navarrete and Lara can punch, but he's tough, and we know that Sanmartin is durable. Pierce is an athletic fighter, man. He's got good power, he's physical, and he attacks both the head, both the body very well. He takes good angles to get his shots off, and when he's in his groove, man, he puts together excellent combinations. I like watching Pierce because of how he moves. You know, it's not completely unorthodox, it's not completely unconventional, but some of the things that he does is just fun to watch. You know, the angles he takes, the head movement, he'll hit the shimmy a little bit too. He's a fun fighter to watch, man. But sometimes, you know, that same funness that we like to see gets him in trouble. He isn't moving his head off the line all the time. When he's staying in the pocket longer than he needs to, he finds himself in trouble. When he's fighting off of the back foot more than he's fighting on the front foot, he can find himself in trouble in that aspect as well too. When Elijah Pierce is using his feet to his advantage and moving his head and making defensive priority, he's a tough fighter to beat. Against Villanova, you know, he got caught pulling back and his legs kind of crossed over and he kind of slipped a little bit, and Villanueva caught him with the right hand on the side of the head, and, you know, he kind of hit the canvas and almost fell out of the ring, so to speak. It didn't look like a devastating punch. It just looked like he made a mistake and he paid for it, and that almost took him out. But to Elijah Pierce's credit, after that knockdown, man, he came back stronger, more locked in, and made his defense more of a priority. And he made Villanova pay for those mistakes, man. He came back the next round and bounced back very well. But he came back in that 4th round and started sitting down even more on these punches and taking different angles to hit these punches. And he ended up getting the stoppage win. There were moments in that fight where Elijah Pierce looked great, moments where he looked a little shaky in his defense and his footwork. But again, I felt like the drop to the canvas when he got knocked down really woke him up, because after that, everything seemed like it was moving better. His head movement was better, using his footwork better, sitting down the punches a little bit harder, and he broke down Villanova, man. He had to earn that win. And sometimes, you know, you get knocked down, it wakes something up in you. That's what Elijah Pierce needed, and that's what happened. Sanmartin against Mauricio Lara was a good fight. You know, him and Elijah Pierce, similar in some ways, both good pocket fighters. You could tell Sanmartin respected Lara, but tried not to give him too much respect at the same time. He stayed in close range, and that was partially part of the problem. He didn't make himself too hard to hit, not feinting a whole lot, not taking too many angles. He was kind of just right there in front of him. And when you're right there in front of someone who loads up on every shot like Lara, at some point, you're going to get caught in exchange. And whoever hits harder, that's the person who's going to be on top. Now, to Sanmartin's credit, even though he wasn't moving a whole lot, he was still trying to use his jab, still trying to use his footwork. He wasn't creating separation. Even though he was moving in circles, it still wasn't separation. Just because you're moving in circles doesn't mean that you're made yourself harder to hit. But he was sitting down those punches, man, and his high guard wasn't really serving him too well either. He was pulling back sometime, and Lara would time him with shots. It was one of those fights, man, where you kind of figured if both of these guys are right there, it's at some point you're going to get hit. As I said, with the exchanges, somebody's going to get hit. And in that third round, both men caught themselves exchanging, and Lara got the better of the end, and it pushed Sanmartin back. And from then, it just was only a matter of time. Lara knows how to close out a show when he's got his opponents hurt. Pierce could catch Sanmartin with the same similar shots that Mauricio Lara caught him with if he's not careful. Now, against Shabazz Musaad, he fought a much better fight. He was more experienced fighter. Sanmartin was more of an experienced fighter than Musaad. He uses experience in his advantage. He was more on the front foot in that fight and dictating the pace a little bit more. He took the fight to the younger, inexperienced fighter like Masood. Some people thought Masood won the fight. Some of those rounds are pretty close. Some people thought that Sanmartin won the fight. There was some pretty close rounds in that fight, so I don't have any arguments with how the outcome played out, but there were some close rounds. In Sanmartin's most recent fight, he moved up to fight Mauricio Martinez, where, he looked okay. He won a unanimous decision victory, and he got the nod, but he didn't look too great, so it's going to be a nice matchup, man. I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out. So who wins? Before I give my pick on this fight, I have something real quick to share. I'm always looking to bring more light, more value, more opportunities for the community. I've been working on a few different things in recent weeks to not just grow the channel, but as I said, to continue to provide as much value as I can to each of you in our community. With that being said, I got some exciting news to share. I'm happy to announce my partnership with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert. It's a great opportunity for you to join some of the best sports books to get the best odds and new user offer. All you have to do is head over to my dedicated page at signupexpert.com/thebreakdown to explore a selection of sports books tailored to your region, each with its own unique offerings. So if you want to place a bet this weekend and on this fight and beyond, check out the link to find the best options for you in your region. Every sign up does support the channel, and it helps the channel grow and to expand and to create more opportunities, not just for me, but for our community. I'm always looking out for you guys as best as I can. You can easily find the link in the description below this videos moving forward. So get down there and check it out and find the best option for you. Now, let's get back to the video. Sanmartin's last fight was at 135 pounds, so I'm wondering if he is going to have some problems making the weight and what that weight cut will make him feel like, making weight at 122, so that always has to play into the mix. A fighter goes through a lot during that weight cut, and coming from 135 and back down, I think that's going to play a toll, and I don't like that for Jose Sanmartin. I like Elijah Pierce to win this fight by stoppage. I think Pierce is going to come on the front foot early. He is not going to have to look too far to find Sanmartin. I think the power, the hand speed, the accuracy will work in the favor of Pierce on the night, and I think he will get the win. I think he will get a stoppage win. So those are my thoughts. I would love to hear from you. How do you think this one goes? Who do you have winning? Let me know in the comment section below. So with all that being said, if you've been watching the video this long, do me a favor and like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And we'll definitely see you next